Hi everybody, welcome you to my very first video. Today we are going to be talking about gardening, and the first step in gardening that you need to really think about is actually choosing a spot of where you would like your garden to grow. Some aspects of picking a spot that's going to be best for your garden is going to be whether or not the ground is level. You're going to want a level plot of ground, so that way if you get heavy rains or anything like that, there's no issues with drainage. If you have an uneven level, water runs down into the lower spots and hangs out, and that can cause seeds and vegetables, once they start growing and once they're in the ground, to actually rot. And that is definitely something that we don't want to happen. So you definitely have to pick a spot that is level so that the soil can be well drained. Once you have your spot picked, you are going to want to make a layout of actually how big the plot is going to be. Let me turn myself around here. I don't know how to turn it around, but anyway, you're going to want to pick a spot that's going to be good as far as the size of your garden. So we have, this is ours, but we do a lot. I plant a lot of things in the garden. So you basically have to decide what you want to grow in your garden. Tomatoes, green beans, corn, whatever your family is going to eat. And then you also have to decide whether or not you're just going to grow a garden to have fresh vegetables for the week, or if you're going to actually get into the act of preserving your vegetables, which I can talk about that later on as far as preserving the vegetables and canning goes. So you don't want to plant too much, but you don't want to plant not enough. So you're going to mark out your area. You can see the whole garden now from over here, of how big you want your garden to grow. So you can mark that with stakes, string, whatever you have. And then you're going to start, and you're going to get up all of the sod, the grass, the weeds, anything that is going to hinder the growth of your vegetables. If you are starting your garden out in a spot that is always been grass, weeds, whatever, what you're going to do is you're going to get down into the grass here. See how this is? And you are going to want to take a shovel, a spade, whatever you have, and not dig down too far into the dirt, but you want to go like an inch or two, just so you can get under the roots of the weeds and the grass, and cut out manageable squares, manageable rectangles, whatever. And once you have those little squares, blocks out, shake off any excess dirt that you have, and then you can throw those pieces into a compost pile, or you can also use those to patch up any bare spots that you have in the rest of your lawn. Once you have your spot picked and you have all the competition out of the way, basically the grass, the weeds, anything like that, if you have a rototiller, it'd be a good time to turn over the dirt, get it worked pretty good. And then you're going to want to invest in a soil test kit. You can get those, for instance, I got mine at Southern States. I'm sure there's other places, Tractor Supply probably, maybe Lowe's, Home Depot, somewhere that sells gardening supplies should have some kind of a soil test kit. And in that test kit, I have what is called the rapid test, which is going to be backwards because I turned my phone around. Now I can't figure out how to turn it back. And it comes with 4 different tests. It comes with the nitrogen, the K test, which is potash, your pH level test, and then also your phosphorus test, your P test. And there are directions in the kit to tell you how to actually, test your soil. For instance, this is a pH test kit. It looks like something you would use for testing your pool water. It's very, very simple, and what you do is you put the amount of soil in. Some of the tests require you to soak the soil in water and kind of dissolve it into the water. pH test, you put the soil in down to the bottom line here, and then you fill the rest of the way up with water. That's not really well water or city water. You want some kind of a bottled water, so the minerals in that water don't taint your test. Then you're going to put in, it comes with these little, they look like little pills. You open them up and put the powder inside, and then you shake it up, and then depending on what color the water is on this side, you gauge it with this over here. It'll tell you the pH level or the potash or the phosphorus or the nitrogen in your soil. And then once you have the soil test complete, you know if you need to add anything to your soil to help your vegetables grow. Once you have done the soil test, if you need to add anything to your soil to change the pH level or the nitrogen, vegetables take a lot of nitrogen to grow. So when I did my soil test, I did not have any nitrogen left in the soil from the previous year. So what I do is I go and I buy a bag here, and it's, you know, nitrogen, and I just spread it all over the garden and till it back under and let it rest. And then also a bag of the compost manure as well, which will help give the soil the nutrients that it needs for the plants to take from it and to grow big and beautiful plants. Once you have the soil where you want it, till it under really good, get rid of any of the weeds, and basically this is ready for planting. The first vegetables that I've already planted actually are the potatoes and the peas. But I'll get into the actual planting of the vegetables, what each vegetable needs, companion plants, pretty much anything that you would like to know. You can leave a comment, and I will try to answer it the best way that I can. This video is basically the way that I do things personally. It doesn't have to be right or wrong. It's just what I happen to do. It's what's been passed down to me from generation to generation. And if you guys do something differently, I would love to hear about it. So this concludes this section of gardening on getting your plot and your soil ready. Please like this video, and Michael tells me to tell people to subscribe. No idea what that means. I just actually made this channel, so I have no idea. And if you have any comments, questions, please feel free to write them down, and I will answer them as they come in. Thanks for watching.